I come out of this game after 3 minutes and y'all all hit on my under, we're all getting a little bag.
Well, it sounds like something straight out of a movie. Rigged poker games, mafia families, and NBA players and coaches all named in a federal indictment today.
The notion is if you have $5 or $10 on the game, you're that much more engaged in it.
Federal authorities announcing the indictment of more than 30 people in 2 separate investigations.
Who could have guessed? Sports betting is officially ruining basketball. In case you've been living under a rock, Terry Rozier was arrested in Florida last week for allegedly faking an injury mid-game. In 2023, he left a game early after claiming foot discomfort, but only after tipping off a friend to bet against him and cash out hundreds of thousands of dollars. And remember, this comes just a year after Michael Porter Jr.'s brother was arrested and pled guilty for doing the exact same thing. Meanwhile, the coach of the Trailblazers and one of my favorite point guards of all time, Chauncey Billups, was arrested in Oregon for helping run a rigged poker game with mafia ties. What the hell is going on? And who's responsible for the circus? I've narrowed it down to 4 prime suspects. But first, let's start at the top.
Make your case. Why does legalized sports gambling, why do you think that decreases risk of corruption, not increases it?
I think it decreases risk dramatically because we have access to the betting information.
Adam, stop the cap. How the hell could shoving gambling down our throats make things less risky? Even former Commissioner David Stern knew better. Back in the early 90s, Stern pushed for a federal law that banned sports betting across the country. He warned that gambling inevitably carries with it the suspicion of fixing, and that every missed shot or coaching mistake would give rise to speculation, suspicion, and accusations of game fixing. He understood what gambling could do to the soul of the game, and he wanted no part of it. But when Adam Silver took over in 2014, the NBA's tune changed overnight. His very first year, he wrote a New York Times op-ed titled "Legalize and Regulate Sports Betting," in which he argued that the public needed another way to waste their money. And after heavy lobbying from the NBA and gambling companies, the Supreme Court overturned the national ban in 2018, and the floodgates opened. Now you can't watch an NBA game, hell, even a YouTube basketball game, without being bombarded with sports betting ads. So Adam Silver knew the risks. Everyone did, but he didn't care. The money was too good. So yeah, Adam gets a huge chunk of the blame, but don't get me started on these greedy players.
I ain't offset, leave you upset if you touch these cardies. They was screaming no more parties when we shut the party.
Terry doesn't need the money. Terry Rozier makes over $20 million a year. Chauncey Billups earns nearly $5 million as a coach, and he made over $100 million during his career. These guys aren't desperate, they're greedy. People keep saying, oh, we should feel bad for them, gambling addiction is a disease, blah blah blah. But that comparison just doesn't add up. When regular people get addicted, it's usually because they're chasing hope. They're broke, they're stuck, they think they'll get lucky, and one bet could change their entire life.
This didn't just happen!
It's tragic, it's sad, and I feel bad for those guys. But these players, they're not chasing hope. They're chasing more of what they already have. That's not addiction, that's greed. And if you really love the game, if you actually care about the competition, how could you take part in something that corrupts it? You can't. So yeah, these greedy players are just as responsible. But what about you?
What the fuck? Who the fuck get the ball? Don't do this to me, dog. Come on, man. I got too much money on this game, dog. Too much money on this game. Man. Fuck you, Curry. Bitch. Fuck. Fuck. Hey, hold up.
You degenerate sports betting fans disgust me. Nothing is worse than watching a game with one of you. Every possession, you're yelling about some random stat, hoping to make it big. It's ridiculous. You don't even care who wins. You don't care about the sport. All you care about is your parlay. Do you honestly think that you're smarter than the thousands of data scientists these companies hire to set spreads? I don't think so. How do you think they could afford all these ads? Because most of you end up losing. But still, every day people sign up for these sports betting companies thinking that they're gonna break the system. It's sad. But I can't really blame the users. These sports betting ads are everywhere, even in the YouTube basketball scene. And I don't blame creators like BLS for taking the money. It's hard to make a living online, I get it, but make no mistake, these companies know exactly what they're doing. They're buying influence. They've paid off everyone else who could warn you how dangerous this thing really is. So let me be the one to say it. Don't let these companies turn you into a product. It's not worth it. And I'm sure some dude in the comments is gonna talk about how he's made thousands of dollars betting and that this is just a skill issue. But listen here, genius, it's not just about you. When players and coaches are in on it, the game is literally rigged against you. You're the one that's gonna lose money when insiders know about injuries before you do. You're the one who gets screwed when your favorite player tweaks his foot 5 minutes into the first quarter. When the people playing the game start betting on it, everyone loses. So yes, you're the problem as well. But what about the people who legalized all of this in the first place?
What was your reaction when you first heard the story?
I thought it was predictable. I was sad, but I thought it was predictable. The sports betting ban that I passed in 1992 was repealed in 2018. I thought it would lead directly to these kind of scandals, and it has, unfortunately.
Sports betting wasn't always legal. In 1992, Congress passed the Professional and Amateur Sports Protection Act, PAPSA. Its whole purpose was to protect the integrity of sports and to keep gambling away from fans. Lawmakers warned that legal betting would exploit people and destroy public trust in fair competition. They were right. But in 2018, the Supreme Court overturned PAPSA, not because it was the right thing to do, but because states saw dollar signs. Now, governments rake in billions in taxes off sportsbook revenue and get a cut off of every bet you make. They've turned addiction into a business model and justified it, calling it freedom of choice. But to me, the government's job is to protect people from themselves. And right now, the government is failing. So, who's to blame for the NBA's biggest scandal? That's not for me to decide. You tell me, is it Adam Silver and the NBA for taking the risk? The greedy players who sold out the game? The degenerate fans who keep feeding the system? Or the government that let it all happen? Let me know in the comments below.